Hi, and welcome to my VPN SP review of ExpressVPN. Today we're going to take a look at one of the largest VPN providers in the world, ExpressVPN. Now I'm starting on the VPN SP website. You'll notice as I scroll down that we have a list of our top 10 VPN services, and ExpressVPN is pretty high on that list. From time to time we'll run specials for our providers. As you see, we have a 35% off of ExpressVPN, which is actually their term discounts. I'll get to that in a moment, but you can save based on the term that you sign up for. We also have a full written review on the site, so you can go there and see some of the testing results and some of the things that we're going to do on the video itself. If you click on any of the images from the review or the visit provider from our home page, it will take you to the ExpressVPN site. So ExpressVPN, they market that they're the fastest VPN on earth. They are definitely fast. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. But let's take a look at some of the features of the service and the site. As you can see from their home page, they feature a number of their software clients. So we see the service running on a mobile app as well as Windows and the Mac OS X. They've got it on the iOS, iPad, and iPhone, as well as their Android apps. So they have custom applications for all of the above, and they also support DDWRT and Tomato routers, which will give you the opportunity to protect your entire network with a single ExpressVPN account. Some of the things that ExpressVPN or any VPN provider for that matter will help you with is watching videos from everywhere, unblocking websites. Those are kind of one and the same, right? So if you want to watch, for example, Netflix from outside the US, or if you want to watch a different library of Netflix even from inside the US, a VPN will help you to do that. And Netflix is just one example. There are hundreds of channels and websites out there that it will help you unblock geo restrictions for. The same is true for censorship. If your country censors, perhaps social sites like Reddit or Twitter or anything else for that matter, or other sites for a number of purposes, then a VPN will help you to unblock those. From the online privacy perspective, it will encrypt your internet traffic. So it's going to hide your IP address. It's actually going to provide you with an IP address in the server location of your choosing. As we scroll on down, like I mentioned, they have VPN apps for Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. We talked about the fast connection, which we'll see in a moment, but they mentioned that they're ultra secure. So without getting too technical, they use 256-bit encryption, SSL secured encryption, and we'll see in a moment the protocols that ExpressVPN supports. Their support staff is there around the clock. I live chat and email to answer any questions you may have. And they mentioned that they have 97 plus VPN server locations and counting across 78 countries. We'll take a look at that more in a moment as well. One of the things that also helps ExpressVPN stand out is their 30-day money-back guarantee. Most services have anywhere from a few hours to perhaps 3 days, maybe even a week, but ExpressVPN is one of the only providers in the market that has a 30-day money-back guarantee that is not restricted in any way in terms of usage. Alright, they mentioned what you get with your subscription. You get access to all of their custom software, unlimited bandwidth and server switches. That means you can switch between server locations at any time. It's unlimited speed, meaning they don't put any caps on their speed. There aren't a lot of providers that do that, but there are still some out there that do. Certainly a high uptime, which you would expect. And then the protocols. So as I mentioned, I would get to that in a moment. They support OpenVPN, both TCP and UDP. For those who aren't don't quite understand what that means, basically OpenVPN is the most secure protocol that you'll be using with their service across, say, multiple devices that support it. Now, Windows users could also look at SSTP. It's quite secure as well, but it's specifically for Windows. OpenVPN will give you both a level of privacy protection, and when you connect with a UDP, it also gives you a good performance as well. ExpressVPN also supports L2tp Ipsec and PPTP. Not to go into too much detail there, but basically if you have a device that won't run with OpenVPN, then you could look at those other protocols to extend compatibility to your other devices. I already mentioned the strong encryption, the 256-bit SSL encryption, zero logging, so ExpressVPN does not log your activity while on their network. They have servers in more than 78 countries. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And then they allow up to 2 simultaneous connections, and the way they do that is they allow one on your computer and one on your handheld, your mobile device. Alright, as I mentioned, they have round-the-clock chat and email support. You can refer your friends to earn free credit, and then their 30-day money-back guarantee. So I do want to scroll back up here for a moment and go to their servers page, where you can see a better idea of the server locations that ExpressVPN offers. They're currently in 78 countries, 78 countries, and have 97 server locations around the world. You'll notice that they have several server locations in popular countries like the United States. They have multiple locations in Canada and a number of other countries. As we come down through, you'll see Singapore. They divide these out by region. Certainly countries like the United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands is popular. Amsterdam is a popular location for usage. So that gives you a good idea of what's offered in the ExpressVPN service. Now I'm going to go over and take a look at the pricing. So ExpressVPN is definitely on the premium side of the market. You can certainly get a lower price plan, but sometimes you get what you pay for, and aside from maybe a handful of other services, I think that ExpressVPN is definitely a very good value for what they offer. So a 1 month of service is priced at $12.95 a month, but then as you go up in term length, you definitely can save some additional money there. So if you sign up for 12 months of ExpressVPN, you can save 35%, with the price being $8.32 a month. Regardless of which term you sign up for, you are covered. All new members are covered under their 30-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you decide you're not satisfied with the service in the first 30 days, you simply contact their support, and they'll make sure to go ahead and get your account canceled and issue any necessary refund there. So they'll get you taken care of. Alright, so now let's take a look at the service and check out ExpressVPN. I went ahead and installed their client for Windows, so I'm going to fire that up. As you can see, it says connect to Chicago because that's the last location that I connected to. I could say select another server location, and I would have a number of options there. So now there are some recommended, and here this is based on your current location. So I have a number of options in the United States, Canada, UK, Netherlands, some of their more popular locations for the service. You could also say by region and actually break it out and look at different locations, all 78 countries and 97 server locations that ExpressVPN offers. You can favorite any of these if you'd like to make them very easy to get back to. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and connect to their VPN server in Chicago. And you'll notice we get a connecting. So we get a little status bar at the top. And it doesn't take very long to connect. So now that we're connected in Chicago, I'm just going to flip back to my web browser, and I'm going to go to speedtest.net. And we're going to test the speed of the service. Alright, so here we are in Chicago, and you'll notice it showed that our location was Chicago. We have an IP address in that area, so now we're doing a speed test. And you can see we'll let this finish, but we're going to end up, looks like right around mid-50s to 60 megabits per second. And that's very close to my full internet speed, so their performance is very good. They definitely are one of the fastest VPN services that I've had the pleasure of testing. Now again, we'll let it finish the upload speed as well, but that's coming in very close to my maximum as we would expect, as I've seen from the service in different locations. Our ping time is pretty good as well, so we certainly wouldn't have any problems streaming videos or doing anything else online that we wanted to do with the service. Alright, that's really all there is to the service itself. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? You just connect through their client. This is the Windows client that I'm using, but we could have just as easily installed their client on Mac OS X, and then also I've definitely used it many times on iPhone, and they also have iPad and Android apps as well. So they have you covered across all your devices. That's one of the reasons why they're perhaps a little more expensive than some other services. But again, at times you get what you pay for. It's certainly convenient to have apps for all your devices rather than having to manually configure a service. And it's also nice being able to connect from both your desktop and the mobile app at the same time. So I'm just going to flip back to VPN SP real quick and just mention that we have a number of reviews on the site. You can read our full review of ExpressVPN and get some of the information as far as their privacy policy and security and some of the things that are easier to cover in a written review than in video. And then at any time you can visit their site through ours. So I appreciate you watching our review. I definitely recommend you give ExpressVPN a try and let us know what you think. Thank you.